Hello everyone. Today we're going to continue our reading of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We're going to be continuing into D. We're just starting our dragon section here. So, without further ado, dragon, Malm classification 5X. That's a massive dragon. Wow, okay. And they're just chill, like no one's running away. Probably the most famous of all magical beasts, dragons are among the most difficult to hide. The female is generally larger and more aggressive than the male, though neither should be approached by any but highly skilled and trained wizards. Dragon hide, blood, heart, liver, and horn all have highly magical properties, but dragon eggs are defined as Class A non-tradable goods. There are 10 breeds of dragon, though these have been known to interbreed on occasion, producing rare hybrids. Purebred dragons are as follows. Antipodine opali. I'm assuming opal because it's white, but apparently that was just really too hard for me to pronounce. The opali is a native of New Zealand, though it has been known to migrate to Australia when territory becomes scarce in its native land. Unusually for a dragon, it dwells in valleys rather than mountains. It is of medium size, between 2 and 3 tons. Perhaps the most beautiful type of dragon, it has iridescent, pearly scales and glittering, multicolored, pupilless eyes, hence its name. This dragon produces a very vivid scarlet flame, though by dragon standards, it is not particularly aggressive and will rarely kill unless hungry. Its favorite food is sheep, although it has been known to attack larger prey. A spate of kangaroo killings in the late 1970s were attributed to a male opali ousted from his homeland by a dominant female. Opali eggs are pale gray and may be mistaken for fossils by unwary muggles. Oh, yeah, that is a really pretty dragon, actually. Huh, okay. Chinese fireball, sometimes known as lion dragon. The only oriental dragon has a particularly striking appearance. Scarlet and smooth-scaled, it has a fringe of golden spikes around its snub-snouted face and extremely protuberant eyes. The fireball gained its name for the mushroom-shaped flame that bursts from its nostrils when it is angered. It weighs between 2 and 4 tons, the female being larger than the male. Eggs are a vivid crimson speckled with gold, and the shells are much prized for use in Chinese wizardry. The fireball is aggressive but more tolerant of its own species than most dragons, sometimes consenting to share its territory with up to 2 others. The fireball will feast on most mammals, though it prefers pigs and humans. Yikes. The fireball gained its name for the mushroom-shaped flame that bursts from its nostrils when it is angered. So those are the mushroom flames. It's kind of ugly, actually. It looks a little bit like, kind of looks a little Komodo dragon-y, but red. Huh. Looks less like I would have thought with this illustration, anyway. Common Welsh green. The Welsh green blends well with the lush grass of its homeland. Though it nests in the higher mountains, where a reservation has been established for its preservation, the Ilfracombe incident notwithstanding, see introduction, this breed is among the least troublesome of the dragons, preferring, like the opali, to prey on sheep and actively avoiding humans unless provoked. The Welsh green has an easily recognizable and surprisingly melodious roar. Fire is issued in thin jets. The Welsh green's eggs are an earthy brown flecked with green. So far we've got 2 of the 4 dragons, I believe, that were at the Goblet of Fire. So we've got like a medium aggressive and a super docile, apparently. Wow, whoever got the Welsh green, which I think was Cedric Diggory. Or maybe he got the Chinese fireball. I don't know. The Hebridean black. Britain's other native dragon is more aggressive than its Welsh counterpart. It requires a territory of as much as 100 square miles per dragon. Up to 30 feet in length, the Hebridean black is rough-scaled with brilliant purple eyes and a line of shallow but razor-sharp ridges along its back. Its tail is tipped by an arrow-shaped spike, and it has bat-like wings. The Hebridean black feeds mostly on deer, though it has been known to carry off large dogs and even cattle. The wizard clan MacFusty, who have dwelled in the Hebrides for centuries, have traditionally taken responsibility for the management of their native dragons. Yeah, that's huge. Oh my gosh, look how big it is. Look at these for people. Look at that. Wow. Very cool. I wonder, the dragon that they had in the Deathly Hallows, I wonder if that was the opal eye, because it was white. Who knows? Hungarian horntail. This is the one that Harry fought. The Hungarian horntail feeds on goats, sheep, and whenever possible, humans. Yikes. Supposedly the most dangerous of all dragon breeds, the Hungarian horntail has black scales and is lizard-like in appearance. It has yellow eyes, bronze horns, and similarly colored spikes that protrude from its long tail. The horntail has one of the longest fire-breathing ranges, up to 50 feet. Its eggs are cement-colored and particularly hard-shelled. The young club their way out using their tails, whose spikes are well developed at birth. The Hungarian horntail feeds on goats, sheep, and whenever possible, humans. Very cool. So that is definitely the one that Harry fought. And this one, Norwegian Ridgeback, this was the dragon that Hagrid had in the first book. Norbert, I think, was his name, or Norberta, because it turned out to be a girl. It has been known to attack most kinds of large land mammal. The Norwegian Ridgeback resembles the horntail in most respects, although instead of tail spikes, it sports particularly prominent jet black ridges along its back. Exceptionally aggressive to its own kind, the Ridgeback is nowadays one of the rarer dragon breeds. It has been known to attack most kinds of large land mammal and, unusually for a dragon, the Ridgeback will also feed on water-dwelling creatures. An unsubstantiated report alleges that a Ridgeback carried off a whale calf off the coast of Norway in 1802. Ridgeback eggs are black and the young develop fire-breathing abilities earlier than other breeds, at between 1 and 3 months, which explains Norbert when he was like basically burning down Hagrid's hut. Yeah, so cool. Peruvian viper tooth. This one's not that big, I don't think. Or maybe it is. Doesn't look that big compared to a goat. This is the smallest, there we go, of all known dragons and the swiftest in flight. A mere 15 feet or so in length, the Peruvian viper tooth is smooth-scaled and copper-colored with black ridge markings. The horns are short and the fangs are particularly venomous. The viper tooth will feed readily on goats and cows, but has such a liking for humans that the International Confederation of Wizards was forced to send in exterminators in the late 19th century to reduce viper tooth numbers, which has been increasing with alarming rapidity. Okay, wow. So they're not that big. I don't know why this looks a lot bigger in the illustration. This one's, that makes sense, 15 feet. Oh boy. Romanian longhorn. The longhorn has dark green scales and long, glittering golden horns with which it gores its prey before roasting it. Then, when powdered, these horns are highly valued as potion ingredients. The native territory of the longhorn has now become the world's most important dragon reservation, where wizards of all nationalities study a variety of dragons at close range. The longhorn has been the subject of an intensive breeding program because its numbers have fallen so low in recent years, largely because of the trade in its horns, which are now defined as a Class B tradable material. That's, wow, that would hurt. For sure. Okay, Swedish short snout. This is the other dragon that was in the Goblet of Fire, I'm pretty sure. Well, this certainly looks a lot like a lizard. The Swedish short snout is an attractive silvery blue dragon whose skin is sought after for the manufacture of protective gloves and shields. The flame that issues from its nostrils is brilliant blue and can reduce timber and bone to ash in a matter of seconds. The short snout has fewer human killings to its name than most dragons. Though it prefers to live in wild and uninhabited mountainous areas, this is not much to its credit. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so there is a big picture here, so we'll check this out. Oh my. See if we can fit in here. Oh, that is a huge dragon. Oh, I think that was in the first. This was the same dragon that was in the first part of the book. Wow, okay. Ukrainian iron belly. The largest breed of dragon, the iron belly has been known to achieve a weight of 6 tons. Rotund and slower in flight than the vipertooth or longhorn, the iron belly is nevertheless extremely dangerous, capable of crushing dwellings on which it lands. The scales are metallic gray, the eyes deep red, and the talons particularly long and vicious. Iron bellies have been subject to constant observation by the Ukrainian wizarding authorities ever since an iron belly carried off a mercifully empty sailing boat from the Black Sea in 1799. This is a huge, look at this, this is the lighthouse. This is a huge dragon. There's a boat. And that is the dragon. Holy smokes. That is huge. Okay. Okay, so that is the end of our dragon section. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thanks, everyone.